I travelled to the picturesque Western Cape to meet Errol Musk, Elon Musk's dad.
Yeah, there's two boys throwing stones on the water while we're waiting for a ship on one of the Greek islands.
That's Elon and Kimball?
Yes, Elon and Kimball.
He showed us photos of Elon's childhood.
This is the car that Elon and Kimball went to school in just about every day. It's a Rolls Royce.
I don't see a Tesla in here. Errol's relationship with Elon is turbulent. Once reportedly estranged, Errol says they now talk regularly. How does it feel for you? Because clearly you're talking to Elon, Elon's talking to Trump, and Trump is speaking to the world and is affecting policies.
Well, I think we're very much on the same page. I mean, it's not like we need to teach people like Trump. They're all very smart people in the US. They know.
Errol has had a fair share of controversies of his own. In September, the New York Times reported Errol was accused of sexually abusing 5 of his children and stepchildren. He strongly denies all the allegations. What Americans are hearing about South Africa at the moment, at least from Trump and from your son, is that there's a white genocide happening here.
The word genocide is generally one associates it with Second World War, with the Jewish genocide. What we have here is a very high murder rate in this country, because among black people, life is cheap. They don't value life in the same way as maybe other groups of people do.
The big concern at the moment, and why I think South Africa is a big talking point in the US right now, is America in the next 20 years will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen. You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? You want to go back to the jungle, or?
If the US becomes a minority white country.
Yes.
So there's Latinas, there's blacks, there's people from all different races make up the majority, and then, it could be 48% white people. Do you really think the US is doomed if it goes under?
Yes, it goes under then.
Seriously?
Yes, of course. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects the European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work, we fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression, that's feeding them. Do you understand? You only grow big if you get fed. You only start at 800 and become 50 million if you get fed. We fed them, for crying out loud. Enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it?
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, because you're white.
Everybody had a job. There was no unemployment.
But wasn't that the case? Under apartheid, you didn't see it because that's how the system was designed. And there was crime and suffering and everything else happening in the black community, but you were basically in a bubble. You were protected from all of that.
I stood against apartheid.
Sure.
In the parliament, for parliamentary election. No. I never saw this oppression you're talking about. I never saw any, overt oppression. I never saw anything like that.
Throughout our conversation, Errol made sweeping statements about race.